Saint Pontian, Pope and Martyr, Saint Hippolytus, Priest, Theologian, and Martyr. This reflection is prepared by Father Abe Francis, pastor at St. Jude Church, Grand Rapids, Michigan, USA. Saint Pontian, Pope and Martyr. Birth: around the year 200 AD, Rome, Italy. Place of birth: Rome, in the Roman Empire. Pontian was elected the 18th Bishop of Rome Pope into 30 AD, during a time when the Church was still persecuted under pagan Rome. He was a shepherd of the early Christian community, guiding it through theological disputes and political pressures. Accomplishments: presided over the condemnation of Origen's theological errors in a Roman synod. Defending the purity of the apostolic faith, strengthened the discipline and unity of the Church amidst persecution, encouraged the faithful to remain steadfast in the face of trials. Details of death: in 235 AD, during the persecution under Emperor Maximinus Thrax, Pontian was arrested along with many Christian leaders. He was sent into forced labor in the mines of Sardinia, a place considered a death sentence due to the harsh conditions. In an act of humility and responsibility, he resigned the papacy September 28, 235, so the Church would not remain leaderless. He died in exile, likely from ill treatment and exhaustion. Canonization: declared a saint by early popular devotion in the Church, long before formal canonization processes existed. His feast day is celebrated on August 13th. Saint Hippolytus, Priest, Theologian, and Martyr. Birth: around 170 AD, possibly in Rome or the eastern provinces of the Roman Empire. Exact birthplace unknown. Place of birth: tradition varies, but most historians place his origins in the Roman world, possibly of Greek background. Call: a brilliant theologian and presbyter priest in the Church at Rome. Initially, he opposed certain theological positions of the popes of his time, especially on matters of discipline and doctrine, leading him to become the first antipope elected by a faction opposed to Pope Callistus I. Accomplishments: a gifted biblical scholar and theologian, author of important works such as The Refutation of All Heresies and the Apostolic Tradition, which preserve early liturgical practices of the Church. Despite his earlier opposition, he eventually reconciled with the legitimate pope, showing humility and love for the unity of the Church. Details of death: like Pontian, Hippolytus was arrested during Emperor Maximinus Thrax's persecution and exiled to the Sardinian mines. There, he reconciled fully with Pope Pontian, and they both died as martyrs from the brutal conditions. Around 235 AD, canonization: like Pontian, he was honored as a saint from the earliest centuries. His feast is also kept on August 13th, shared with Pontian as a sign of their reconciliation and unity in martyrdom. Lessons we learn from Saints Pontian and Hippolytus: 1. Unity in Christ is stronger than human differences. Even bitter disputes can be healed when humility and faith are embraced. 2. True leadership is selfless. Pontian's resignation for the good of the Church shows that authority is service, not personal privilege. 3. Intellectual gifts must serve the faith. Hippolytus used his deep learning to defend truth and preserve liturgical tradition. 4. Endurance in suffering is a powerful witness. Their willingness to die for Christ rather than deny him inspires courage in all believers. 5. God can turn division into blessing. Their reconciliation in exile is a timeless example of forgiveness and fraternity. Meditation question: when disagreements arise in the Church or in my community, do I seek reconciliation and unity for Christ's sake, or do I hold on to pride and division? If you like, I can also prepare a shorter bulletin-style version of this for quick reading. That might work well for your parish audience. Would you like me to do that next?